Morning folks, how you doing? Hope you're good. Cool, it's cold this morning. If you're listening on audio, please do me a favour, usual sketch. If you haven't already, get on that review for me. Let me know what you're thinking on the podcast. I know it's one of those ball ache things and you think, I'll get around to doing that. If you do get around to it, that'd be amazing. And also if you share this video, that'd be amazing too. Thank you. It's fucking freezing. We're going to talk about the other side of anxiety and fear. Because I think a lot of us are struggling with the build-up of fear, of the journey and insecurities and stuff. And I'm going to talk about my son real quick, about his anxieties. And I don't actually mention in front of him that he's got anxiety or something, we try not to do, because I don't want him to be too aware of it. We need to get him very early on facing up to a lot of his fears and getting out of his comfort zone. He left junior school in July, and then ever since he left that and we would come back from holiday in Tenerife, he has not been able to leave. So we two separate houses. He's with mum and her husband, and I'm with me and my Jemima, and he's comfortable around everybody else. But all of a sudden in the summer, he couldn't be without either me or mum. So he had to be everywhere we went. And it was out of the blue type of behaviour. So we just put it down to the fact that, maybe he's starting to be anxious about school. Brand new school, big school, that overwhelming feeling, the overwhelming experience. And I think in the back of his head, he was starting to really think about it. He was starting to really sort of worry about it, and he'd never wanted to talk about it, so we didn't, and we left it, and then we started talking about it this week. He was worried that he wasn't going to be able to get his classes properly because the school's so big, he didn't understand where the map was. He was a bit worried. He was a bit worried that he was going to be held back a year because they do some graduation thing at the school. After 2 years, you graduate to go up. Those who dick around basically stay back a year. And there was all sorts of worries. So as he was going through the summer, he's been building up these things in his mind. And it's making him obviously feel vulnerable. And, vulnerability is something that I think we all feel. I feel vulnerable. Fucking feel vulnerable most days sometimes. Our health is on sometimes the fate of destiny, isn't it? And it's very easy to feel scared and vulnerable about life, about things you don't know what's going to happen, about what's coming tomorrow, And I think as he was building up to his school, he didn't know what to expect. When we dropped him off yesterday, he had a terrible morning trying to get ready for school. And then we got him into school, so went through the gates. He just burst in tears and hugged us. And then obviously we were in tears. And when you look at his photos beforehand, you can just see that pure despair on his face, that fear of going in. And it must have been the longest day for me, clock watching. I was at school almost 30 minutes early, just because I wanted to make sure I was there, thinking, God, he's going to tell me he doesn't want to go back. He's going to tell me he hates it. Come here. Let's go. Here. He's going to hate it. I come out. He goes, love you, Dad. I'm walking down to the park with my sister and all her friends. And off he went. I was like, what the actual fuck is going on here? I'm like, did you have a good day? He goes, yeah. I just don't want to talk about it right now. I'm pretty tired, but it was really good. I feel happy. And out of nowhere, all of a sudden, he's gone from being attached to my side like a holster weapon, or mum's side, like a holster weapon, to then suddenly not being bothered about not being next to us. And it was like all of this fear and anxiety had just dropped off him. And I was just like, I was baffled. I was literally baffled. I got on the phone to mum and I was telling him we just could not believe the fact that the whole build-up on over summer, he has been like fucking in fear, vulnerable. His anxieties were through the roof. He was stressing, he was crying, he was worried. And then bang, the minute he did his first day, he saw that there was nothing to worry about and just went, I'm fine. You know, he went up to, it's like sometimes he can't go around the place without me, at the house, without me being there. So if he needs to go upstairs, he needs me to go with him. He's fucking straight up, straight back down. It's like nothing had ever happened. And it kind of brought a tear to my eye last night, because I just went, fuck, I think he's going to be all right. And he was, and he's fine. And, you know, I was going to have to move some clients around tomorrow to take him to school and stuff. But you know what? He's fucking absolutely fine. And it made me reflect about a lot of us as adults. And I think to myself, well, fuck, I can relate to that, because when I went with Bailey to do my first jiu-jitsu tournament, which was, if you were following me then, back in July, the 2-3 weeks leading up to that tournament, my tummy was in bits. I was fucking on the toilet all the time, just like he was in the morning. I was stressing at home a little bit because I was a little bit anxious. And, you know, the fucking big build-up, and then I get there and there's loads of people who look fucking shit hot at jiu-jitsu. All the mats, it all looks official, and I was like, God, I'm going to be sick in the toilet. And I did the tournament, got a silver, and now we've both got another tournament on Sunday. I don't even give a fuck. Like, my attitude is to go in and go, well, fucking, if I lose, I lose. You know, if I do well, I do well. But I'm just going and I'm relaxed. And do you know why? Because we've overcome the initial fear. We've broken down the barriers of the vulnerability, the comfort zone, the different environment. And I've done it already, and we've both done it already, so it becomes normal. And this is the same when you do fitness. When you build up some anxieties or fear about going to the gym, or about going to a boot camp class because you feel you're overweight and not fit enough, or you're worried about going to the gym because there's a load of young bucks in there who know what they're doing with the weights and you don't, but you feel like you're going to look stupid, you feel like you're going to be worried about exactly what it is that you've got to do, or that you feel like you want to get in contact with someone like myself about the brotherhood or something, but you're too afraid to because you think you're going to look stupid in there. We build up these fears in our head, just like my boy did, just like I did with the jiu-jitsu, just like I did when I joined the Royal Marines. Fuck, didn't know what I was going into, shitting myself. But then as soon as I was done, I just fitted right in, and I realised that there was nothing to worry about, just like there isn't for you guys. And I think it's important to understand that we build these things up in our head, and we do build up anxieties, and we do build up, what are you two doing? And we do build up like fear, and it restricts us because we allow it to overcome us. We talk ourselves out of doing things. We talk ourselves out of trying to challenge ourselves, trying to be a better version of ourselves. We talk ourselves out of committing to a program, and we run away and bury our heads. I see it all the time. No words, no messages, just I'm running, I'm gone. And then we never come back. Despite having that real want to improve ourselves, despite wanting to have that focus for ourselves, we built up the fear so much that it's very difficult for us to actually go through with it because we're too afraid, you know. If Bailey, by law, didn't have to go to school, he probably, and it was his own decision, he probably would never have gone to school because he was too afraid. Unless Bailey signed up for that Brighton tournament, I probably would never have signed up because I was too afraid. And I'll tell you something, that's the truth. In 2017, I was going to do the same. I haven't admitted this yet, so this is the first time I'm admitting this. In 2017, I was due to do the Brighton Jiu-Jitsu tournament, and it was on the Sunday, and we were going on holiday on the Tuesday. And I didn't sign up because I was too afraid. Like, not afraid because I'm going to get beaten up. I was too afraid of the anxiety. Okay, I was too afraid to make that step and make that commitment. And I used my fucking holiday as an excuse to get out of it. I said, I don't want to get injured on the tournament, you know, and not go on my holiday. And that was my excuse. That was me talking myself out of doing something that I wanted to do desperately, but because of fear and anxiety, I fucking talked myself out of it. And that's why this year I was more determined than ever to go and do that tournament. So, on the other side of fear is achievement. On the other side of fear, okay, is your achievement. You can achieve anything that you want. Anything that you want. You can create the life that you want. You can create the habits, the routines, the structure that you want. Okay, all we have to be able to do is overcome those initial anxieties and fears. And I promise you that when you get into a routine that they drop, happened with my boy, it happens with me, it happens with my clients in the Brotherhood, happens with my clients in my boot camp, happens with anybody that I work with that's willing to reach that goal. But do not talk yourself out of something that you want to do. Don't try and hide and bury your head in the sand. Don't run away from the situation. Fucking go all in. And I know in your head and in your tummy you probably feel sick and anxious about those things, but just like my boy did, when he come out of school, it fucking drops, like taking a coat off, like taking a cloak off or something. It drops, because you suddenly go, this is not so bad. This is not so bad, you know. And you will still get knocks in the way. It's not going to be plain sailing. You'll still get knocks. There will still be things that make you suddenly doubt yourself and doubt your pack it in, Muppet. Fucking dogs, give them fucking. You'll still doubt yourself. There will still be confidence issues. Nothing's plain sailing in life. Just because you actually overcome that fear and those anxieties doesn't mean that you're not going to feel them again. But that's where you show resilience. That's where you show strength. That's where you show some courage, some humour under adversity, determination. All the good words that we need to overcome consistent fears, consistent anxieties, consistent vulnerabilities that we face in life, and they're all stopping us moving forwards. And for you, my guys, that's what we've got to do. We've got to show those key qualities to move past them, all right? And I promise you, on the other side of it is achievement, is happiness, is fucking content, is control. All the good things that we want in life. Okay, we don't want to be coping. We don't want to be stressed. We don't want to be frustrated. We don't want to fucking make ourselves ill. We don't want to be low on confidence and low on steering. We want to be fucking pumping on all cylinders, ready to go for life. Bang. Done. Have a great day. So far this week, we talked about winning mentality. I hope you're keeping up that winning mentality. Okay, we're talking about overcoming fear and this morning, and overcoming that initial anxiety. And I can't fucking for the life of me remember what I spoke about yesterday. I can't even remember where I was yesterday. Fuck you now. You know it's getting bad and you can't even remember yesterday. And also, if you want to join us for a 14-day free trial in the Brotherhood, inbox me your email. Got about 3 places left for our trial this week. I hope all your kids had a great first day back at school. I hope they're fucking happy, and you know you're happy that they're back. I can finally get back to routine. And yeah, good. Have a good day. Catch you soon.